Today we're physical training with Daniel Rodriguez.
Life doesn't stop when you exit the military. For these veterans, it's only the beginning. I'm Ryan Curtis, former U.S. Army engineer. In the armed services, Oscar Mike means on the move. Come with me as we drop in on veterans and their high-octane civilian lives. I'll be riding, driving, and shooting as we explore why these awe-inspiring people are Oscar Mike.
Daniel Rodriguez is a renaissance man in his own right. Spending his time in the U.S. Army as a hard-charging infantryman, Daniel and his brothers in arms went through one of the most hellacious Afghanistan deployments on record. Digging himself out of a dark place, Daniel went on to write his book titled Rise, A Soldier, a Dream, and a Promise Kept. That promise was to play college football, where he did at Clemson University. He then went on to briefly play in the NFL with the Rams. Nowadays, he finds himself traveling and speaking about his experiences, and recently just signed to play soccer professionally in Europe. Yeah, soccer. This dude is an incredible athlete, author, and speaker. He invited us out to whoop me into shape.
Yo, Daniel, what up, man?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
What's going on?
Good to see you.
Thanks for inviting us out, man.
Hey, man, pleasure to be out here, brother.
What do we got going on?
I'm gonna show you how I keep in shape in the off-season and get things going.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, brother.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do some touch passes, work on some lateral movements, some footwork, some agility, and really just our overall conditioning. So,
okay, pretty
much nothing to it. So the reaction from the person kicking it to you is really gonna set you up. So you being so bad is actually pretty good. Right now we'll work our way down the field. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Finish off with the goal, come on.
Woo! It's the story of you before the military.
Yeah, played some high school sports, was just an average kid, nothing really crazy. My dad passed away of a massive heart attack right after I graduated from that, really just catapulted me into making a drastic decision. And I just went into MEPS, said I want to get out of here. Said, sign right here, we can make that happen. And I was on a bus to Fort Benning, Georgia 3 days later.
You had some rough deployment.
24 days out of basic training, I got shipped off to Iraq. I was a replacement soldier. I caught up with them in Baghdad and Sadr City and ran missions out of there for a year. And it was pretty crazy. Had some close calls. I think 12 buddies of mine were killed in that unit during that deployment. It was pretty miserable. And when I got home, I was only 19. Each foot's gonna hit the line. Chimby.
We hopped into some footwork drills that Daniel uses for speed and agility. Not to toot my own horn, but I look pretty damn good out there.
Gotta get his coordination down a little bit. Can't chew bubble gum and walk at the same time.
We then jumped into sprints. Not because they're good for you, because I'm convinced Daniel was trying to kill me.
In October 3rd, 2009, about 5 months into our deployment, that day pretty much changed the rest of my life. It ended up being an 18-hour firefight. I made a 300-meter run under fire back to my position. I took shrapnel through the back of my leg and shoulder. 8 Americans were killed, 22 of us were wounded in a complete overrun, chaotic day, and it just wasn't my day to go. When I got back home to Virginia, it was just like people wanted me to pick up right where I left off and everything was okay, and I mean, there was a part of me that wasn't there anymore. And it just got to the point where I didn't want it to deal with anybody. I didn't want to deal with my family anymore. I didn't think that anybody wanted me there. And I just started talking myself into to killing myself. But I just had this moment where it was just, you know, what am I doing? If I had any one of my friends that could be here with me today that were killed, like, what excuse would they make to not want to be with their loved one, to not want to be productive, to not want to do something one more day if they had the opportunity to? And I had this new attitude, that you will, that I felt that it was my obligation in life to be productive, to be positive, because I represent more than myself. And I need to show people that you can do more when you come home. Because if I don't, then my friends died in vain.
Do you got any advice for guys and girls that are transferring out and trying to figure out their way?
Absolutely. My biggest thing is, you know, don't push people away that are trying to help you. You know, people love you and they might not know exactly how to adjust around you or what your problems are or what your circumstances are, but don't push those that care about you away from you.
This is the point in the show where we actually do a little challenge or a bet.
Okay.
And since you're like a crazy athlete,
Yeah.
it's on, bro.
Let's do it.
All right, and welcome to the first Oscar Mike Olympics. Our competitors today are Daniel Rodriguez in the orange shirt, and in the blue shirt we've got Ryan Curtis. Yes, he's a complete douchebag. Our sexy referees today are Alex Ann and Jerry Lynn. Take a look at them. All right, let's get started. First event, punt, pass, and kick. All right, Daniel's up first to throw. A good effort. Ryan's got to be sweating like a tuna swimming with barracudas after that one. All right, Ryan's turn now. Looking a little nervous.
Starting JV.
And a little shit talking from Daniel before the throw. All with a throw that would make Tom Brady proud. He wins the point.
1 point, Ryan.
Yes!
Rigged.
All right, first up to punt is Ryan. He gives it a good effort. The punt flies high and lands just beyond the halfway mark. Not quite the distance he probably wanted there.
A little nervous with that one.
Yeah, he should be nervous. That was a shit punt. All right, with an easy mark to beat, Daniel lines up his punt. A huge wallop of a kick there. Goes well past Ryan's, and Daniel wins the point.
Damn!
1 point, Daniel. 1 point, Ryan. Time to kick.
All tied up here. Daniel kicks first. Everything looks great in slow motion, and it lands right in front of Jerry Lynn, just past the halfway marker. And some good sportsmanship there with a fist bump from Ryan. Ryan's kick, not as pretty, but does it have the distance? Oh, yes, it does. He put a real lick in on that ball.
Winner for the first event is Ryan.
Whoa! Yes!
All right, next event is the penalty shootout. Each player has 3 kicks. Ryan up first here. His first kick, an easy goal. Ryan following up with some shit talk in there. All right, the second kick from Ryan is blocked by Daniel. Almost like he's got ESP out there, folks, and knew right where that one was going. A lazy little sloth jet of a kick, easily handled there by Daniel.
Let's go!
All right, so Ryan with only 1 point, Daniel's turn to kick. His first kick is well good, and just like that, it's tied up. Ryan with a must stop here. Oh, and a spinning cartwheel block. What a beautiful block. Let's see it in slow motion. Cartwheel block right off the knee there. Beautiful stuff. Tied up, Daniel must make this to win the point and force a tie break. He makes it, he makes it, he makes the goal, and Daniel wins the point, celebrating in true soccer fashion. And now for the tiebreaker.
That was so much fun, guys. Thanks for coming out. Alex, Jerry Lynn, thank you for coming out today.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out, Daniel. I think your story is amazing, man. I think you are an
Appreciate that.
inspiration to veterans and civilians alike. I highly recommend everybody read your book, Rise. And I really can't wait to see what you do in life. I think you're going to be unbelievably successful.
Thank you. Appreciate that, brother.
But that's it, guys. We're Oscar Mike. Peace.
We're out.